This is your macroeconomics video for GDP Government. The government category is the third category of gross domestic product. Remember, this category means things that are purchased by the government that they intend to keep and use them to provide goods and services to their citizens. It is spending on goods or services, and it doesn't matter the level of government. So it could be federal, state, or local, as long as the government is the final user and the products are made in the United States and they are not used. A lot of what the government spends money on are what are referred to as transfer payments. Transfer payments are not included in the government category of GDP. And in fact, the actual transferring of money is never counted in GDP. A transfer payment is when the government takes money from its bank account and transfers money to the account of a consumer or a business. So a really popular transfer payment would be Social Security. People who are retired, who are earning Social Security benefits, the government every month just transfers money into the consumer account for a person who earns Social Security. The transferring of money from the government's account to the citizen's account does not count in the G category of gross domestic product. But if the consumer who earned Social Security goes out and spends that money on things that are in gross domestic product, things that are not used, things that are made in the United States, then they would be counted in the consumption category. But we don't want to count the transferring of the money and then also the spending of the money. So we only count the money once it's spent. The movement of money from one account to another is not counted. Other transfer payments would include subsidies. So some businesses get money from the government through small business loans or payment plans and subsidies that are passed by Congress. Again, when the government transfers the money from the government's account to the business's account, the actual transfer of the money is not counted. But if the businesses uses that government money to purchase things that would be included in GDP, then they would be in the I or investment category of GDP. Now we're going to have two graphs here, just like before. I do want you to type out a couple of sentences about how to read the graph or what you're learning about these graphs onto your guided notes. This one is a pie chart that's showing us total federal spending. This happens to be in 2015. You can see that Social Security and Medicare are large chunks of this. The third biggest category is military. This is total federal spending, what our federal government is spending their money on. Social Security, unemployment benefits, and then Medicare and Medicaid are what are referred to as entitlement programs. Entitlement programs mean that if you qualify based upon parameters that have been set up into law by Congress, then you are entitled to that money. Social Security and Medicare, people pay into. So starting, when you're very young, money is taken out of every paycheck you earn to go into Social Security, and then you are entitled to get that money back when you retire. So the government can't just not give you your money back because you are entitled to it and you paid into it. So this particular pie chart includes entitlement programs. The second one is discretionary spending. Discretionary means that this is the part of the budget that Congress can change every year. Social Security and Medicare and other entitlement programs are being paid into over the lifetime of a consumer or a citizen. And therefore, when they turn 16 and start earning money at jobs all the way till 65 or 67, whatever their retirement age is, they are adding that money into the government's Social Security and Medicare account and therefore get it back on the return. So Congress, in their yearly budget, can only change the amount of money that's coming in through other taxes. You'll see here that the discretionary spending, again, this is 2015, the vast majority of it, and well more than 50% of the yearly budget goes to military and defense.